All right, folks, we are live. Let me just check one thing here. I think we're good. So this is a live stream for any of the replay viewers. You're watching a replay of a live. I'm going to cover everything I can here, but if it's not as kind of condensed and orderly as a standalone video, I'll probably do one on that. But this is kind of the first look, first walkthrough. But first and foremost, major shout out to Crushing It. He was the one who I think found this first. I think this is very, very new still within the past like hour or so maybe. Crushing It found it, I'm assuming maybe on Facebook or something, and posted it to the Hosel Rocket Golf Discord. People were sending pictures. Judd was in there. Tudor was in there. A couple people were sending pictures, but I loaded it up and I saw some of the pictures. And I was like, wow, this looks crazy enough that I should probably pop on and let you guys know about this. So shout out to Crushing It. And I want to be clear, this is the beta. So this is not a stable version update. This is the latest public beta, which you can download. But as you can see, this looks pretty substantially different. M. says sweet. So this is the beta. This is the my projector's so bad I can't even read it. I think it's a 3.49.1 public beta, and I always use stable. I just switched over to this. And if you guys are wondering how to do that, it would be the same thing in stable, but you go to settings, system, and then yours will look different, but download latest stable right there, or latest beta. If you're on stable, you want to go over to beta, you do that, close Gspro, reload it. Same thing when I go back over to stable, if I do, you do that. I will say, I didn't have a configuration screen at the start. So you know how you usually start Gspro and you can select your resolution? There is a box there. It was unchecked, which is strange, but there is a box that says skip configuration menu or whatever it says. That was unchecked. So why I wasn't getting a configuration menu, I don't know. Maybe I need to restart my computer or something. But hopefully, I say that one because that's a little wonky, but two, hopefully like the resolution, usually I can set it for 1080p. Hopefully it didn't load up on like 4K or something crazy. This is going to be more about just kind of a walkthrough to show you guys what it looks like than it is like playing 18 holes. But if you have anything you want to specifically see, let me know in the chat. Starting to say I kind of dig it so far. Little problems are minimal, can easily be addressed. Take it low in the chat. So, I mean, obviously pretty big difference in terms of the start screen. Someone will have to let me know. Does anyone out there in the chat currently use beta? Like, is this how it always has looked, or is this brand new today? Because I've only loaded up beta like one time, and it definitely didn't look like this. The start screen was different too. When you load up Gspro, that looked different. I could show you maybe towards the end. You're gonna see a black screen for about 30 seconds, but I can show you at the end. Before we get too far into this, and for the replay viewers in mind, I am going to read through. It's pretty lengthy here. I'm gonna read through what Crushing It posted with all of these, and like for example, that's a good amount of it right there. So it's pretty long. I'm gonna read through it one time. If you guys want to see it, I'm sure you can find it online, and or it's in the Discord. If you want to join that, you can easily see it. But I'll get over here and read this. I did beta for a while, never looked like this that I know of. Yeah, I didn't think so either. I figured this was all new, but I mean, the start screen as it is already looks way different. Just, I guess, before we even read this, off the bat, yeah, I mean, it looks revamped. I don't know. Some of it looks cleaner. Some of it looks more minimalistic, like you're saying, which I don't know if I necessarily care for. I think the other menu, I don't know if they're going to this or not. I feel like the other menu that they currently have on stable looks a bit better. These are kind of big and boxy. They look a little more simplistic, for lack of a better terms. And I also don't love, I can already see, like the players and the settings up top on the top right are kind of tough to see and grayed out. Same thing with the exit. I don't necessarily love that. And the Gspro logo looks kind of wonky too. I like the other one better. But I mean, that's kind of what you're saying, kind of minor things. But what's up for golf's sake? All right, so I'm going to read through this one time and one time only because it's kind of lengthy. Anyone watching the replay, you'll be able to hear this first. Anyone that pops in later on throughout the stream, I'm going to tell you to go back. But Crushing It wrote, big beta update just dropped, fellas. So from the top, it says, refreshed user interface, added in-game graphics settings, in-game display setting may need to be adjusted for multi-display setups, added field of view setting, added trending course option, added hide course functionality, added default round settings option, added enhanced post-processing option, added putt out / no gimme option, added curved data tile. Those data tiles do look pretty cool once we load that up. Added on-course practice move pin location by doing shift plus click, it says. Added disable large flag stick option. So to me, that sounds like, I'll get to the chat once I read through this. Disable large flag stick option. I don't know what necessarily that means, but to me it means maybe they're watching some of these streams and they're seeing all the crazy bounces off the pin. Maybe there's like a smaller, thinner pin option now, which would be kind of nice. That's how I read it. That'd be kind of cool. But added tournament date and leaderboard to event listing. So I guess they have the leaderboard now in this tournaments tab. We'll take a look at some of that stuff. I think a lot of this, by the way, I'm probably not going to hit a ton of shots. It's really cold out. So I kind of want to get through this at least one time, kind of concisely. And if you have any questions after or want to look at anything, or if I miss anything, but it's going to be mostly like the menu, the leaderboard on the menu kind of stuff. I think it just looks pretty cool. Added allow for removing clubs from bag. Added one-click sky and lighting settings. Added hand setting to create player on the fly panel. Updated arborist assets, quality and performance. Updated putting auto aim logic. I do like that because it seemed like it would get kind of wonky on the auto aim putting. So hopefully they fix some of that. For whatever reason, sometimes it would have you straight, sometimes it wouldn't show up, sometimes it would be a massive break. So that's kind of nice. I do use that a decent amount. Fixed total length data tile if putter is selected. So that's kind of cool. So when you select putter from off the green or on the green when you're putting, I'm assuming it'll change the total distance to feet, I would think, or whatever you're set to if you're like metrics like Big Dog or something. So that's, I mean, these things are kind of minor, but we're almost to the end here. That's kind of even like just a nice little option. Fixed mini map for arborist courses, fixed dynamic hole aim issue, fixed berry colliders logic, fixed B key with offset enabled. So I guess we would have to use either B or 5 if you had offset, or if you didn't. I guess now it's all going to be either B or all 5, I guess, based on that. Fixed practice range aim bug. I don't know what that aim bug was, but fixed numerous minor bugs. And then the last section here, it says, I think this is the biggest thing, updated to the latest Unity 6 platform. Phase 1 of the longer Gspro upgrade path. This phase is critical for updates to come in the near future. Full backwards compatibility with existing courses. So I think that's pretty huge. I was mentioning there's been all these talks now. I guess I'll go back to that. There's only one more thing. And the final thing on the update was Phase 2 will include additional features and functionality made possible with the latest Unity platform, if I can talk. So that's the main update there. That's all the release notes. In terms of the backwards compatibility, this has come up a decent amount of times when we've been talking about someone, I don't know who initially said it. I don't know if it was JLag or someone, but it may have been JLag, mentioned that 2025 was the year of the launch monitor in terms of the square and all the options that came out with the Pro T. I don't know how long that's been out, but basically all the options we have now. And then 2026 is shaping up for the year of the software in terms of what we're going to use. So as crazy as it sounds and how good Gspro is, appreciate the follow, job holder. I think by the time this time comes around in 2027, like the end of 2026, I think we'll have probably 3 to 5 options besides Gspro to pick from. And I think that $250 a year that you're going to have to decide to spend on one or the other. I mentioned this before, but I think we're all going to have to kind of make a decision of which platform we all want to play together on, kind of thing. But I think by the end, like fourth quarter of 2026, I believe that there will be 3 to 5 like pretty well established Gspro rivals that offer as much, if not more, than Gspro, if I had to guess. But one of the things in all of that talk, I was saying, I don't know a ton about Rock Tato. I see you in the chat. You know a little bit more about these Unity, the different platforms or whatever they call it. I was saying one thing, if these people were smart, is people that are building a new one would make all these Gspro courses backwards compatible. So all the existing courses could be able to go over to something else. Apparently, that's not how these different platforms work, or however you call it. But apparently, whatever Gspro is doing with this update, they're transitioning to, I guess, the more updated Unity, and they're making all these backwards compatible, which is super smart. I guess the other ones, like Unreal Engine is a big one. I don't know a ton about this, but those were the main things. Let me get to some of these chats, and then we can poke through some of the menu stuff. For golf's sake, in the chat, said evening. This screen is new, not a fan. The buttons don't look like they belong. What's up, T squared? So this is, again, this is beta. This is not this is not a stable update, but this is the latest beta update. But I agree. I don't love these either. They seem kind of big, boxy, minimalistic. I mean, that's just like personal preference. So who really cares about that? But wait till you guys see the data tiles on the range. I guess we can do that first. Those data tiles look pretty crazy once we start looking at some of that stuff. There's a lot coming out. Infinite Tees, Golf Core, Open Golf Sim. I just found a new one called Open Shot Golf. I can talk to you through whenever you want to know. That'd be awesome. I think maybe tomorrow too. I was playing a Rock Tato that I have you here doing the doing a live stream with the mini games. That would be cool. I need to do that. But let's go to the practice range. So this is again the main home screen. I've been on here for a while. You have players up here. I don't know if those were there or not. Well, I don't know. I don't know if someone can. I don't know if someone can use that number or not. I may need to reset that or edit that part out. But I guess don't click on players that had, I think, my number. I don't know if that number is private or not. But settings, these all look different too. Personally, I don't care for that was grayed out kind of at the top. But I mean, look at all the settings menu, and you'd assume this is like they're rolling out to beta. So this is assuming what's coming over to the stable version. But we have the game here. We have realism. So I think all these are probably the same. They just look different. System, sounds. We have players. I guess I probably won't click on that again. We have visual. So gimme circle on or off. Scorecard after hole. High distance banner on green. Show SGT leaderboard, club selector. I think those are about the same. Camera options, automatic flyover, force pin banner to front. I don't know. Again, I'm not a huge beta person, so I don't know if some of these options were already there. But considering this is kind of like a walkthrough breakdown video, we'll just skim through these. Disable flagstick magnification from far distances. Disable fog. Offset, that looks about the same. Graphics. Quality ultra. Oh, see, so it is. That's what I was saying with the resolution. I guess this is where maybe they're going to get rid of that altogether. This is what I was wondering. I was like loading it on my laptop screen and then bringing it over here. So this may look a little bit wonky, but I'm loaded up at 1680 by 1050, which is kind of weird. I guess that's the same resolution. If I bump this up on the fly, hopefully this doesn't mess with the, do these look all right, or should I try to change this on the fly? It may mess with the stream. And it seems like it's filling the screen. I guess that's probably an equivalent to 1080. It's just slightly lower. We'll just leave it. 1980 by is not that much more, but display, resolution display. So it's loading at a certain resolution and then displaying at a larger one at 1920 by 1080. I don't know. I didn't get the load screen or the configuration screen, but that's basically the bulk of the settings there. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't scroll. That was the bottom of it anyways. All right. Now for data tiles. So these look different. I actually don't mind these. These look a little bit cleaner in my opinion, but wait till you guys see. So like that's the new part of the new load screen. That's how it kind of looked loading up too. Kind of simplistic in my opinion. Look at these data tiles. So we got driver on the right, or on the left rather, right hand. Those things are kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I love them or hate them. They're just a little bit different. I definitely don't like the middle one, and I don't like up top. That looks bad too. The Gspro and the wind, I do not like that. And I don't love this 429 box. This is kind of wonky. How to get to the beta branch? I said at the beginning, you just go to settings, system, and then at the bottom it says download latest beta. Same way that I can I'll switch back over to stable after, most likely. Going out to your garage to set up. I'm gonna probably rock Taylor just so you're not like running out there. I'm gonna probably just stay on this, and then tomorrow I'll likely go through your mini games, and then ideally sometime after that we could like pop on and either play together and do a couple mini games first, and then a round like we talked about. But beta version J Glove. So let's see what happens with a shot. Let's see if this looks any different, but. I mean, not a ton different over there. The top menu's different. And again, I do not love this. That looks like a couple of these things look like they took a step back, to be honest, in terms of like how certain things look. So the ready indicator works. Those arrows are a little bit more like futuristic, it looks like, the ball ready ones. And those are the numbers we're looking at for data tiles. Ooh. So that, I don't love that either. Do you see how that camera kind of panned and went down when the ball came down? I don't know if I love that. That almost made me like seasick. Watch this when the ball comes down. The camera like almost like goes with it. You see that once it hits? Going down, tracking, it's about the same, but once it hits, it almost like goes down to the ground. And I don't know, I mean, that seems like it's definitely thinner text. They're honestly, the data tiles are a little bit tougher to read because they're a little bit too thin, in my opinion. Like some of the text, I'm sure some of this will look super crisp on a, can you change the camera settings and options? What do you mean, McNee? And for that you're saying, for when it hits the ground or what? I don't love the data tiles. If you have a 4K laser projector, they probably look super crisp, but to me they're a little bit too thin. They're a little bit like I have to strain my eyes a little bit to read them. Same thing with like the driving range up top, that's kind of small. And for someone like me, I'm using a cheap like budget Amazon projector, so obviously I'm not the best use case overall, but I think there's a lot of people out there that also have more budget type of stuff to where I think those bolder, bigger data tiles looked better on the other one. You see that, how it like goes down? Do I have Bluetooth problems? I do not. No. Are you probably saying in terms of the square? I do not. I go live. I mean, I've played with this a ton, and you rarely see, you'll rarely see me have an issue with the disconnect or anything. Might have options in settings to increase text size. Someone said that it looks like Windows 95, and I can't unsee it. I will say the data tiles aren't too bad. To me, they're just a little bit thin. Maybe we can adjust them. I don't know. That looks like Windows 95, and so does that up there, and so does the start screen. I would agree with that. But I mean, these are kind of nitpicky. I guess it's something though that like you use all the time, so you want it to look better. I'm not sure. These things look different. I'm not sure that a ton of them look better, so to speak. But should be lots of optimizations for text display and options for different simulators. So I mean, that would be if it's not already there. What happens if we click on one of these? So you can move them around. That's still the same. If there's not, and I don't think there is, there probably should be. You're probably right. Data tiles, you can turn them on or off. Puck grid, lighting, that's all the same. Settings, T-box, core setup, scoring, and assistance. So these were a little bit different now that we're on kind of the range. These are maybe just organized slightly different. Those, I would say that these are a little bit cleaner. That's a little bit more easy to navigate, it seems like. Visual, I don't know. Next up, I don't see anything about club selector. I don't see anything about like text size. Practice. Camera view is follower player, so that doesn't change anything. That's just number of previous tracers off. That camera view, all that is player. It just means that you're on the range and you see the shot go out into the range and you don't actually follow it to see where it goes. So that doesn't change anything. It could be, now my resolution's different. Now my resolution's at, this is what I was worried about. Hopefully the stream's okay. Now that's completely different to where I just loaded it up. That could be part of it, but I didn't do anything different. So, I mean, I should have had the start screen option for the configuration. That's a little bit wonky now. Disable enhanced post-processing. Maybe one of the tech guys or course designer guys, T-Squared if you're in here. I don't know what that means. Curve is the new data tile. Visual, hide banner. Remove that 400-yard thing. Kind of like the old data tiles better. I think me too. So I don't see anything. We'll go over to visual. I don't think there's anything here in terms of like text size, camera options, ball, tracer size, disable flag stick, disable fog, draw distance, ghost shot, screen offset, user interface. Yeah, so there's nothing in terms of like text options. What does this look like if I scroll? So that looks way worse too. I just don't like how that looks. That looks like they hired someone that they ran out of money and hired like the first person to do it. Like that looks, why would they change it from the other one? That looks not good. That CPU rendering should be fine. Do you use Boost? I don't think so. We're for a simulator program, you're thinking more UI options. I mean, this is the latest and greatest too. But yeah, I mean, the text was fine before. I just think they need to go back to what the other ones looked like, but they were a little more bold and easier to read, in my opinion. Not 100% sure what remove the lighting settings is. I haven't used advanced lighting in a long time. Didn't find it very good. Might be able to change the lighting in the practice, see what's different. Yeah, we can do that. That was one of the things. I read through it. I'm not going to read it again because it was kind of lengthy. If we press, oh, nope, I pressed K. Dang it. I don't know if K does anything. Here's L. So this is the lighting settings. I know my camera is on the screen, so some of the stuff's getting cut off in the chat and whatnot. Apologies, but I'll read through what it shows. So you can preview it. There's a preview button on the bottom left, but it says up top says quick options. Right now we're on simple. There's advanced and offset editor, and we have color, sun strength, saturation, environment color flat, skybox brightness 1, bunker darkens at 0, bloom strength is at 2. Let's see what happens if we go to quick options. So one-click options, it says clear, almost clear, partial clouds, overcast, wispy, cirrus? I don't know what that is. Cloudy, course default, morning, afternoon, dusk, clear sky, partly cloudy, cloudy. If we go to advanced, that looks the same as the other advanced. And then you also have offset editor. This is by pressing L. This is buggy too. So this happened before. Someone asked when I was live a couple hours ago, someone asked about the offset and it did the same thing. I opened the offset thing and then it gets rid of it. And what I had to do was click left-handed and right-handed, and then it goes back. So I think that's a bug no matter what. That would be, if they're fixing bugs, that could be one thing to fix. It's like an 80s video game. More actual lighting for graphics, won't change UI much. What GPU am I using? I'm using a 4070, but it's a laptop. So it's a laptop version 4070. Citrus is a type of cloud, the fluffy ones. Well, I think they had it misspelt. Wasn't that CIRR or no? Is my projector just that bad? They have a typo? I thought it said circus. That's a typo, isn't it? CIRRUS? Is that not what it's supposed to be? Oh no, so you typed it wrong. Okay. I've never even heard of that, but luckily we got one of the best designers here at T-Squared in the chat. So Have you guys? I don't know if anyone just tuned in. Watch how this comes down. Watch the camera as the ball hits the ground. The camera like goes down to the ground. You see how it like zooms in on the ground? I'm pretty sure that was not the case before because I noticed that right away as soon as I hit a shot. We'll load up a course too. I think the scoring, like how the player thing looks also different. Runs good on the laptop if actually at 4K. I don't. So to be clear, might be upscaling. To be clear, I don't usually do that. What I do is when I do the stable version on the start screen, when I have the configuration, I select this is display 2. I didn't even have that option. It opened up on my laptop, but I select display 2 and I do 1080p. I do 1980 by 1920 by 1080, whatever it is. I do 1080p ultra. And I've never looked at what that resolution was, but I think it got wonky because I opened it over there without the configuration menu for whatever reason, and then I dragged it over here. That could be part of it. But usually I don't do that because I stream and play everything at 1080p anyways, so there's no need, even if it could. And even the projector, it's not a 4K projector. It accepts 4K, but it's native 1080p. So it's like I'm loading it up at 4K and taxing my computer for no reason. Maybe it could be some of it, maybe. I don't know if that's why the data tiles look different. I wouldn't think so in terms of the text, but let's go over to the menu tab. Apparently there's a leaderboard now, or in the tournament tab rather. Apparently that will look different. So this is different up here too, that little toggle. End round, confirm. Let's just click on these quick to see what these look like. So we'll start over on the left with play. So obviously that looks pretty different too. So you have list and grid. You got filters. I have 40 courses installed. So you can go installed, all, trending, or favorites. I think that's a bit cleaner. I do like that. What's trending? Wallace's trending, Georgia Golf Club, DBC Pebble, Paynes Valley. That's actually kind of cool. I don't know if I think that trending thing, that was in the release notes. That's kind of cool to see what other people are playing. Obviously, Wallace is where one of the tours is, so that makes sense. Maybe that's a popular course anyways, but these are basically, for anyone that asks what a good, I know my video's over there, so I'm blocking the names, but when everyone asks, like when they get Gspro, what are like the top 10 courses, that's probably about the top 10 right there. I know Q School was Whispering Pines, but we got Rusty Dave, Jay Jixrod, Tech Bud, Cook and Soupy, Run Pud Run and Art Dyer, OPCD Sting, DPR and JM, Master Blast to CE Sim Golf, DPR. There's got to be a T squared and a C drum, right? Central Park North, Wolf Creek, Jay Pruitt, Race to 100, Greg McDonald, Tech Bud, Pac-Man, John Mayer, Bugalax, and Run Pud Run. That's criminal. There's not a T squared one there. So let's see what this looks like if we click on one. So this is also obviously looks way different, and I think you could make an argument this looks worse, in my opinion. This looks like, again, like Windows 95. Jay Glove said that, which is seemingly pretty fitting for a lot of this. This honestly looks way worse. And again, you could say, who cares what it looks like, but you're paying for something. I think it looked better before, so why change it? But it does say in-game display settings may need to be adjusted for multi-display settings that may impact your settings. And yeah, I did read that. I don't know. This is the first time I loaded it up, so it's very possible user error type of stuff on me. But at the same time, I load up Gspro every single day. I know how to load it up. I should have had a configuration menu at the start and then been able to put it over here like I usually do. So some of it may be on me. Some of it didn't seem to work like it should have. But when did this drop? Make sense with the downtime Sunday? I think it was like within like the past hour. Lamp and stand. I think it was like very, very recently. So that obviously looks different. Match settings, T color. You can pick the player. This looks different. Match. That looks different too, but honestly, this is better. I like this all in one screen, so versus having to scroll down, this is better. It doesn't look the most visually appealing, but I like that it's more simple and it's more organized. I do prefer this with everything for the round and the course and the assistance, everything all on one page. That makes this a lot easier to scroll through stuff. So I do like that a lot better. That used to be split up into a couple different pages. That I really like. Let's we'll head to the range and see if this is any different. I mean, I don't love this start screen. I don't know if they're going to change that, but I think the regular one on stable looks better. $2026. I don't know if that's a joke or not, or you're hoping that it's actually going to be simpler. McNee, 2026 should be a super simple for the older folks too. Are you saying should be as in they need to make changes, or you're hoping it will be, or you're thinking that this is going to be way more complicated, or what? Beta only? No, this is the beta fish face. This is the, what I say, 3.49.1. This is the latest public beta. So if you want to, anyone can get it. All you have to do is go into your settings, system, and then at the bottom it says download latest beta, latest public beta, whatever it says. And all you have to do is shut Gspro, reload it, and you'll load up to this. In the same way, if you want to go back to the stable, you do the same thing. This course is rather intricate, and again, I'm streaming and doing all this stuff. This is seemingly taking a little while. No problem. Your dad wants a simulator. I don't know what I'm calling all the time, a tech crap. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to read that message. What's up, Crackerjacka? So far, a decent amount. Looks like mostly visually, its stuff has changed. Really, it'll be tough. I can't test physics on the fly. We could play like a hole, but I want to go through the other menus and then we can maybe try that. All right. World famous Georgia Golf Club tournament setup. We're just on the range here to see what this looks like. So that distance data tile up there, that 325, to me that looks terrible. And again, these data tiles, so that's the same on the range. They're just a little bit too thin for my eye and my liking. It seems like I really need to look at them to notice them. But I guess again, that could be my resolution wonkiness with starting this up for the first time for whatever reason with the projector. New update is cool. Was it released before the latest course update? So it will load longer than newer. Geez, I can't read. Georgia Golf Club was released before the latest course update, so it'll load longer than newer courses. Okay. I mean, I don't really care. The load up, if it takes an extra 20 seconds, then you can play it. No problems. I don't really care. It just seemed like that was a little bit longer. But let's go to the first tee. So that's what the new player thing looks like up top. Honestly, I don't love that either. Kind of small. I like the way that the other one looks better. Don't like that. Don't like the Gspro logo up top with the wind. I think the wind was just cleaner. Really, I think the biggest thing I really don't like is that 450 for the distance tile. That really is not great. And I also don't love the font and just how thin the data tiles are. Data tiles don't look very rounded to me. I don't know if that's an option somewhere I missed, but yeah, there's a change log, Crackerjack. I read through it. If you scroll back, it was kind of lengthy, so I only did it once, but I read through it once if you want to scroll back in the stream and listen to it. It's also, Crushing It just popped in. Crushing It, the first thing I did when we started was shout you out for posting this. So Crushing It posted it in my Hosel Rocket Golf Discord if you want to see it there. Shout out to Crushing It. I think the font's just weird. Font's either too boxy or too thin, hard to see. Yeah. I mean, font's very subjective too. So if you've done, I'm sure T-Squared knows doing fonts on logos and stuff, or if you ever done like a PowerPoint or, I mean, anything, picking fonts is kind of subjective. So I'm sure they probably voted on this, I would assume. And a lot of people, more people liked it than didn't. To me, I like the other data tiles better. And again, like this 450 out here, to me, this just looks like that looks terrible. I don't know how that got selected, but let's see if there's anything different with the flyover. How good does this course look? Grip it and rip it. Well, I didn't. What was that? It didn't read out. Did someone send something? I appreciate it. Who sent something? I have a different type of chat up, so now I can't see. If I pull up my phone, I can see it. Thank you for whatever that was. I'll have to go see. Check the Discord. Still live? No, I went live again, Black Cloud, for this new fonts and visuals don't look good enough. They can fix it, but hope you make enough noise for it to happen. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it kind of comes off Crushing It. Again, shout out to Crushing It for finding this and posting it as quick as he did. I think it's only been out for like an hour. But I agree. The visual stuff is subjective, so I get it. But I think if you have a consensus of everyone that loads this up, maybe it'll grow on us a little bit. But like initial gut reaction, which is what this is, I think it's somewhat important. Obviously, I'm not the end all be all, but it seems like you guys agree. That looks worse up there, and the text is way smaller. It's tough to see. So like the player, the yardage, I can barely even read that now. That's not great. Again, the wind's not great. The 450 distance tile's not great, and that's not great either. So like you would think like that UI stuff, I don't know. I'm no tech person, but like that should be able to be changed. Like selecting a font in a program like this, you would think that would be easily changeable. But should use Comic Sans font to appeal for the millennials. Barstool After Dark. Yeah, I used to watch that, Black Guy. I like that. Oh, you sub? Not sure it was you. Appreciate it, Fish Face. It might have been. Usually, I thought it was maybe a super chat or something. I didn't want to miss it. If that's what it was, then I appreciate it. I don't know why it. I'll have to get used to that, not reading anything and know what that is. Oh, it said Josh subscribe. Okay, thanks, Boogeyman. Yeah, I was wondering. I want to make sure if someone sent like a super chat, I would be able to thank them. I just didn't know what it was. Just not cohesive between the visual elements. Tough thing to do, but this ain't it. I agree, Crushing It. I agree, this ain't it. Let's. So this is, I mean, the main thing. Like, I don't think it would be beneficial for me to hit shots. Again, the camera looked a little bit different on the range when the ball landed, but I want to look at the tournaments tab before this gets too lengthy and we get kind of down certain rabbit holes. Apparently, they added the leaderboard. So that was play. You guys saw that. That was the menu, load up, and we started it. We already did this in terms of practice range, on-course practice. This will look the same as local play. Apparently, there's a couple new options in terms of like setting the pin and stuff there. Challenges. So this looks a little bit different, but it's about the same stuff, I think. Operation 36, distance challenges, skills trials. That seems maybe new. ULD and 60-shot challenge. I don't know, I think these may be the same. That's probably there. Maybe they called it something different. So that's the challenges. Tournaments now. This is supposed to look a decent amount different, which once again looks rather minimalistic and simplistic. I don't love it. Just looks like you're looking at an Excel sheet, which I get if it's a beta. They're probably going to work on how it looks. Maybe this is more of functionality than it is of visual, but clearly you can see. So now you have everything here in terms of the end date, the round, game mode, which is all normal or scramble, how many rounds there are. I guess this is now, that's that same little logo on the mini map for the leaderboard. So I guess this is what they integrated, and then play round one. I mean, you would think, I don't know. Again, I'm not tech savvy enough with like any like actual corporate experience by any means to know if they're like mainly testing functionality here versus
F Golf's tip $1.99 through Super Chat. Let's hope it's just beta.
That one went through. Appreciate you, Flying Fat Kid. This is just beta. This is only the beta. This is not stable. But I'll get back to the chat in a second. Hopefully, I don't know if this is just like a functionality beta or if this is also what they're thinking about for visual. But basically, the consensus seems to be, which I agree with, this visual is not it. But let's look at JLag's League, for example. So you can pull up the live leaderboard. That's honestly kind of nice, I guess. I mean, I'd rather have it than not. It's kind of weird. It opens up a different window, but triple bogey live. Bandsagger at a 15 under. Sounds about right. Big dog at 14 under. That is kind of cool. Flying Fat Kid. Strong Design Studio with a 15 under. Friend Boy with a 13 under. I was trying to find mine down here. What are these? I wonder what the what does this tips tour look like? So that's only top 11. There's got to be more people that have played tips tour so far than 11, right? Oh, I was looking. No wonder. I was looking for mine, but I already played it. So apparently you can't look at it after you already played it, which makes sense. But so it stopped. They all stop at 11. So I was trying to find one. There's definitely been more people than 11 that have played triple bogey. Those are the main things, though, there. That's the tournament tab. Does this download the Gspro launcher screen? Is it a separate install? I'll show you right now because this has come up a couple times. I did. Apologies again for the replay viewers. You're going to hear this stuff a couple times, but this is going to look different. Basically, what you do is you go Settings, Game, System, and then down at the bottom, these are the two options. Download latest stable. If I want to go back over to stable, that's what I click, and you just close out of Gspro and reload it. Or if you're on stable right now and you want to check out this, you do this one, download public beta, and you just restart Gspro, and it grabs this and loads up to this instead. That's how you do it. That's how you switch back and forth. Change the field of view settings. I hate the new look, says Flying Fat Kid. What do you mean field of view settings? Crushing. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Looks bad mixing the fonts between the data tiles and the pin marker. The player score is awful. I agree, Blue Phantom. That sums it up pretty well, too. Little pictures on every mode game, or every mode, make everything look childlike in the video game. I think so, too. I think it looks too simplistic. I like the option to see the leaderboard without going to the website. I do agree. That's not bad there. You can really see on the load screen. Again, you don't spend a ton of time on the load screen, though. So, yeah, I guess you can check real quick before you start up your round. I guess it's not bad. Better to have. That's one of those things where, like, I wouldn't agree with people that, like, hate on that, because that's an extra functionality they just gave us. So if you have the option between not having it like before or having it now, even if it doesn't look great, I would still rather have that. So that's one of those things, like, that's just a good add-on, I think. Whether I'll use it a ton or not, it doesn't matter. But wonder if it auto refreshes. What do you mean, Flying Fat Kid? For the beta? Or you're going to have to re-download it, you're saying? Visual settings menu, didn't try it. We clicked through them before crushing it. We can go, I can look at them one more time. Visual, user interface. You said field of view, I think you said. Automatic full flyover. Ball trail color, ball size, disable fog. No, not that I'm seeing. And it's not an offset either. Auto offset for foresight devices. I don't know if that was there before or not. Oh, field of view down here. Advanced change with caution. So this says 40. Do we need to load something up to see what that does? What's that supposed to? What does the field of view do? Oh, auto refreshes the leaderboard. I would assume so, Flying Fat Kid. I would think so. It's weird, though. It only shows you the top 11. So I would assume it does. There's probably one on there. If we click through enough of them, there's probably one where someone's like through 8 holes or something, you would think. Check D-Luds maybe. Is anyone playing right now? Finished. Triple bogey. Finished. Break 50 challenge. J-lag. Finished. I would think so. I would think it's live. Well, yeah, I mean, I would think so. I don't know for sure, though. Anyone playing Crushing It's? Oh, yeah, right here. So Greg's on hole 3. Fairway Finder. This is Crushing It's League. He's on hole 6, so yeah, it seems like it. Jonty with a 10 under. So that's the tournaments tab. Online match. This is the last one. And again, like this, I think we connected to the network. Jay Glove said it the best. This looks like Windows 95. Like this looks way worse. I get it, all the same things happen, but like this does not look very good, in my opinion. Preview the scorecard. That would be cool to see like the yardage or whatever. Not sure. Test it. All right, we'll load up. We'll try it on the range first. So that's what this is. Those are the big main data, or the main points to look at in terms of anyone watching the replay or anyone watching this. We'll go through some more stuff, but I think those were the main things. We went through we loaded up a course, we did the practice range, we went through all of these, we went through the settings. I think those are the main like big things that are different. Let's try going back to the practice range and messing with that field of view. And if you missed any of it, again, you can go back. I don't know how long have we been live for? 50 minutes. You can, if I missed anything, I probably went through it earlier. Let's check out field of view. Visual graphics. So we're on 40. Let's go to 80. Oh, we can't go to 80. We'll go to 55. So that just moves it over. Now it's just we're looking. Oh, so it must be the angle, I guess, field of view for the angle. So now we're looking at this at a 45-degree angle or a 55-degree angle. Why the hell would you want that? That seems like it just moved everything over. It did say proceed with caution. We're going to go back to 40. And I guess before we do, let's go to 30. Well, I guess 35 will look about the same. I don't know. That's kind of didn't seem like that did a whole lot. I definitely like 40 better because now that's in line with your offset. I guess maybe if like your screen is tilted, maybe. Yeah, I agree. The UI makes it look like an older version. I agree. Like I think they took step backwards here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Somebody's gonna have the bright idea. I agree, friend boy. It seems like, again, I don't want to harp on it too much, but that's really the main things that changed here with the visual. You would think if they're rolling this out, obviously they're not going to roll this out to never go to it. So this is at least like their working model. And I think there's a lot of things that took a step back in how they look, in my opinion. This is one of the main things, though, without hitting a ton of shots. This is kind of minor, but the camera, when the ball hits the ground, the camera goes like down to the ground. So this following the ball, this looks about the same to me. You see how the camera kind of zooms in on the ground when it hits? It's like rounded corners of the stable. Plus the better font. Oh, you like the rounded. I can't read sometimes with these chats. I like the rounded corners of the stable plus the better font. Yeah, me too. This looks like when I started with the Garmin R10 Bogeyman, probably around the same time you got it. If you go back on my videos, this is what the old version kind of looked like. And I think they took a pretty big step forward. Again, that was like anything that you're so used to seeing, anything that's different is going to be maybe a little bit of an adjustment period. But I think there's a pretty strong argument that this looks like an older version versus a newer version, which kind of defeats the purpose of a change, you would think. Is there anything specific that anyone wants to know? Again, I read through the release notes at the beginning. Maybe that's a little bit different too. How when the ball comes down, that looks. I don't know. I guess you could make an argument smoother. To me, that's almost too much motion. It almost makes me seasick watching that. Like that zoom into it. I don't know if I like that. I think it's almost zooming in too much. That makes like, it's almost like motion sickness because it's moving too much compared to how it usually was. It went from square to rounded back to squarish. I mean, hey, 2025, year of the square. No gimme might be tough. Nice but tough. Yeah, I did see that was part of it. They went from 2 foot to no. I mean, I get why they did it. There's definitely going to be, you'll see, there's going to be some leagues that pop up that are like no gimme circle leagues. If you want a league, you could start one and probably have a bunch of people join. I mean, these monitors are so good now. You can do like what's the minimum? I forget what the minimum mile an hour is for the square, but you can like tap it like 6 inches or a foot and it'll read. So I get why they're going to do that. It just opens the door for more possibilities. Yeah, you kind of lose, it's zooming in too much. You're losing relation to where the ball is actually landing because it's zooming in too much. You see what I mean? Now all you're seeing is the line. Like you lose reference of what that line even is. I know it's showing you on the way down, but like I think to me that seems way more zoomed in than it used to be. I feel like you used to be able to see the bigger yardage numbers as the ball was coming down and landing. Because right now, okay, like 125, 100, but then it goes away. Now it's in no man's land. You don't really know where it went. I get, obviously you have the data tile to show you, but they did say though, watch this. So they changed, one thing that they said they changed when you change to putter, keep an eye on the total length up here. I may need to hit a putt, but they said that they changed the total length data tile when you select putter. So we'll roll a putt. I would assume instead of yards now for that total length, this will show up as feet, I would think, if I roll a putt. Oh yeah, so that's cool. I like that. That's a good update. You see that? As soon as I roll a putt, now it shows total length is 7 feet 8 inches. That's really useful because you can practice. Granted, we're not on a green, but you can practice exactly how far your putt's going. I like that a lot. That's really nice. You see how it ticks up too? That's cool. As the ball's rolling, 11 feet. Granted, I'm putting into a driving range, but that's really cool. You can see edge putts living out on the latest hit. Yeah, they'd have to adjust probably some of the putting forgiveness for that, I would assume. The follow cam may look different on the real green versus the driving range. That's true, Ken. That's true. Either way, though, I guess even we're just focused on the driving range. I don't love how it looks on the driving range. So whether it looks, I think they need to go back. Whether it looks the same going into an actual green or not, I guess it could look a little bit different and possibly better. I would assume it's going to look the same. For all the time I've spent on the range in the stable, it seems like the ball looks and tracks the exact same way on the range as it does on the course, but that is possible. Either way, I don't love it. So far, this putt thing, the putt total length that's ticking up, that's really cool. I like that a lot. Never finish a hole if they take away the gimme. I know my video's over here on the bottom left. Let's see. So that doesn't look any different. I want to say that putter picture of the putter, that looks different. And I think the driver picture also looked different. That's pretty minimal. Who cares about that? Let's see if they changed anything here. That's still the same. Play a hole, see if anything's different. I'll like a couple new features. Not enough to switch to beta. Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, even if all the features were the same, I don't think it's worth changing for the putting. Actually, I don't know. The putting's kind of nice. If you hit a putt and you wonder, like, okay, how far that went, I guess you can tell if you're doing a scramble or something, but we can do a hole. This is too small up here, too. I like that bigger tile up here to get to the menu. This three little dot thing up here to get out of this. And you can't just click on the whole thing. This is really small. Like you got to get pretty precise with your mouse to be able to click that. It used to be that those 4 dots up top used to be the size of like this, which I liked better. This is nice too, though. I do really like that all these are on the same screen now, so you can easily go through stuff. We'll turn it off just for the sake of it. Oh, do I have to turn the gimme circle off to do it? Pick your putt, random. So you have to turn the gimme circle off, and then it enables it. Should we try that first? See how many times I have to putt it before it goes in. Where was that? Auto fixed distances? 10 foot, 10 one putt, 42 putt. Oh, so you can change your auto putt distances now? Use launch monitor, carry, mini map location. Where was that? Didn't we see something for the gimme circle? Is that in the scoring? Or is that just enable gimme circle? So that's off now. Let's see if 0 feet shows up. Not seeing it. Oh, putt out. There it is. So you have to turn off your gimme circle. I don't think that was there before. Now it says putt out as the option. I know my video's over there, but gimme auto putt now. It's selected to putt out. Okay. Normal. We'll go 11. No win, player setting, double bogey. We'll leave on putting. We'll try this putting auto aim. They were supposed to update this too. So we're going to need it if we're putting it out. We'll try that. Break line indicator. All right, we'll play a hole. This start screen looks terrible too. Being kind of negative, but it is what it is. What launch monitor is, Jordy? It's a Square Golf launch monitor. That's what's reading the ball is called the Square Golf launch monitor. This program is called Gspro. Beta is kind of for user input, not final. I mean, you would think someone, not that I'm a big channel by any means, but you would think someone would maybe stumble across this. And I feel like we've all been kind of in consensus of what we've been saying. So I feel like we've covered a lot of stuff, and maybe they would take maybe some of it into consideration. It's not just whatever I'm saying. It's you guys are kind of agreeing with what we're all thinking in terms of the looks of it in the chat too. Got my offset all lined up with the hitting mat. What a huge difference. Thanks again. No problem, Chris. Appreciate the kind words and the fact that I could help you out with something like that. Wonder if changing from the large flat stick would limit bounce back. So that's what I was thinking when that was in the release notes. I got to fix the, sorry, the Nightbot's going through twice. I don't know where that option was. That was in the release notes that I read, but I would think that means instead of the super thick one that we were talking about this earlier today. To me, when you hit the flag stick, I had one today that I almost put in the hole. It was dead center of the cup from 186 yards. It hit the pin, and to me, the pin in Gspro, the way it currently is, reacts as if it's metal, and it shoots it like 5, 10, sometimes 15 feet one way or the other. I don't hit the pin a ton outside, but when I do, those fiberglass pins don't react like that. So I think the best way to sum it up would be the Gspro, the way that the pin in the physics, the way it ricochets and reacts, it seems like metal. They need to figure out to make it softer to where it's actually fiberglass. But I didn't see an option anywhere for that unless I missed it. That was in the release notes in terms of the flag stick. Escape key should bring it up. Escape key? I pressed escape. That wasn't anything. We'll be able to see when we get closer to the green. But if I press tab, I don't know if that's what your escape key says. Show Is that UI? Aim point, free look, short console. Console short, console tall, full screen, keyboard, toggle putt. It's weird they still don't have the pull pin. The E for echo, that's how you pull the pin on short shots. That's still not in the shortcuts. Like that should probably get added. Like people should know about that, you would think. The fact that it's not there. I don't see it on here, but went to more simple RTS style lobby, which I like. I don't know I don't know what that means. Apologies. What does our RTS style mean? Is that more like Call of Duty or something you're saying, or what? Putting forgiveness? We'll see. I don't know if they changed anything with that. Am I happy with Square? Yeah, I love it, Jordy. Square is awesome. $700, best value in sim golf. Can't really see that side. Gspro uses the trampoline flag sticks. Yeah, grip and rip. All right. Well, grip. You say grip and rip. You saw the shots that I hit. I haven't warmed up or anything, so this is going to be probably about 230 down the middle, or not even down the middle. It'd be 230 if I'm lucky. Yeah, so it still zooms in. That's the same as the range. You see how it zooms in when it hits? And I feel like it follows the ball slightly different. But I mean, look how that looks just terrible. Like the up there looks terrible. Like my name and the player. It's honestly even tough to read because that stuff is so small. Like I can't get over that. That looks bad. The wind looks bad. That's the biggest thing. The 52 box, that just looks awful. And it looks like they took 10 steps backwards. And like that looks the same too for your aim indicator. So E for echo is to take the pin out. If you guys haven't done that before, that's not in the shortcuts. The ready indicator down below, those green dots, those are a little bit different. All right, we're going to have to putt this out, so hopefully it gets close. 52 up to 54. And I don't have my laser turned on. Escape key should bring up the menu you click with the 3 dots. Oh, really? Not for me. I tried it both on my wireless keyboard and my actual keyboard, and I'm clicked on Gspro. Escape doesn't seem to do anything for me. Best value in golf. Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. It's definitely, it's hands down. I don't even know if you could argue it. It's hands down the best value in sim golf. And I've been saying I would even go a step further and say the best value in golf. But that's too much. But yeah, I don't like, you see how it jumped? I don't love that. I don't know. You can make an argument. This course is crazy with the slopes and stuff. I don't know if that looked more realistic in terms of the physics or not. I don't love that camera, though, how it kind of zooms in too much and then jumps. That's too much movement for me. All right, we're in the fairway. The flags look a little bit thinner, maybe. Let's putt it. Change to putter, you press U. That was an update a couple times ago. I really like that, how this switches over. So now it went from yards to feet. And now when we putt this, the total length, it'll be, because we have putter selected, it'll show in feet and then inches, which is nice. Good drive, perfect position. That was lucky. I mean, I don't even know what those numbers were, but that was the first drive I hit in a couple hours. I just hit those shots just to look at the shot camera before on the range. That was it. 2.2 left. Two degrees is a good amount, but we'll see what happens. We're going to have to putt this all the way into the hole. And it should, once we get onto the green, I doubt I'll make this. When we get onto the green, we'll see what the auto aim looks like. And I don't have my straight putting line, so hopefully this is even remotely close to like a 0.5. Negative 1.2. I do like that. So you see how it's ticking up? So now I know, okay, I hit that 20 feet pretty much. Well, this is a relatively easy putt. That auto aim line's a little bit different. Again, simplistic. If it works better, I guess, but that looks kind of a little more simplistic than the other one did. So we got a 3-foot, 4-inch putt. This is basically as little as I can tap it with the square. Oh, that par looks terrible too. What are they doing with the fonts? You see how big and bold that was? That looked terrible too. Man, I don't know who they got making decisions over there for, like, they need to hire like a interior designer or something for aesthetics. All right, maybe one more, and then we'll, if you guys have anything you want to see. Yeah, both of you and I went R10. Look how far it's come. I know, it's a huge upgrade from the R10. Stimp was 8. Did I not change it? Did I go out of the menu? Whoa. Okay, so that was another thing we didn't look at. That's I don't know how I feel about that. That does not seem better to me. Stimp was 11 down below. What do you guys think about the new scorecard? We're at Georgia Golf Club. It's normal. I know the left side's getting cut off, but it's normal 11. Green tees, mulligans off, Sunday pins, global elevation. I didn't change that, but Gimme says putt out, no wind and player setting, which I have like full realism on, so we got a par. I don't love the scorecard. That seems, again, just too. Everything seems like they went too simplistic, and it looks worse in my opinion. I guess you can look. I wonder if they changed the stats. Now it says you can look at the stats real time. I don't know if that's always been there. That's kind of cool. I wonder if they added stats for a scramble, which would be nice. Which looks like they may, because it has the player over here. You would think maybe for a scramble it would show you. But you can pull up stats now, I guess, mid-round. I don't know if that was there before. Don't love the scorecard, but I'm glad I clicked that to check the stimp, because now we saw how that looks. DC time. That was actually we're past DC o'clock, crushing it here. That was actually a latte. I'm doing all this talking, plus the stream before, my throat's getting sore. Maybe an accidental release for April 1st. That's a good comment right there, Ken. The font's the same as the chat. Yeah, the chat, that's meant to look like that for a reason. The font's the same as the chat. Maybe they copied. Stats part is good. Touch it up for scrambles if it works. Changing the font would make it look 10 times better. Yeah, I mean, again, everything like, just because it's different doesn't mean it's better or worse. It's definitely different. I just think everything looks too boxy. I don't mind how the data tiles themselves look. I think the rounded looked better. These are a little more boxy. But yeah, definitely the font, and they really need to. I mean, if nothing else, just leave this aim indicator how it used to be. Because this is not, this 194 down 9, that is not it. We have anything else, though? Anything specific you guys want to see, or maybe I didn't think of? Like, I didn't think to look at the scorecard. Is there anything you guys can think of after I play this hole? Because it is getting cold, and I'm excited. I want to watch Flying Fat Kid. He got new irons. He's using them for the first time. I do want to watch that coming up in about half an hour. Like, I wouldn't have thought to check the scorecard, so I'm glad we did that. That's right. Oh, no, it's left. All right, it's fine. That felt pretty open, which it was, 3.7 to the target. That felt like it was going to be more of a block, but we'll take it. 149. Yeah, I just don't like how that looks. Maybe just a different color palette. Better contrast to see further away. I'll have to check again tomorrow if I load it up. I wonder if any of that resolution stuff we were talking about at the beginning makes it look a little bit different, but I don't think so. That doesn't change font or anything. I should have clubbed up. That was a 9, and that went shorter than my pitching wedge usually goes. Should have just hit an 8. Hopefully you got something out of it, though, in terms of appreciate the live rundown. I was just about to say, appreciate it, J Glove. Saves me from getting off the couch and damaging my hand. Do your thing. Thanks for showing. I'll wait to download. Yeah, I appreciate it. I was just about to say, hopefully you guys got something from it to where maybe if you're not able to get into your sim and take a look firsthand, you kind of get a feel for what this beta kind of looks like. I think that was another follow. Appreciate whoever followed. All right. That ding went through right when I hit that, so I didn't even see what happened. Still a birdie putt. Granted, we're playing the green tees, but 13-foot putt. That's too much, probably. Wow. So how it was a little bit too much. That was a little too fast. So I get it didn't break quite as much, but that happened to be a 0-0 HOA. You would think that goes. Like I'm 3 feet past the hole. I guess Big Dog always says you want to putt a foot past the hole, but to me that's a pretty good putt. How does that not drop with an auto aim turned on? 300-yard drive. A lot of bounce. I think we're on firm probably. How do you get your name added to the bottom ticker? You can either become a member on YouTube, which is $5. You can become a member on YouTube, or you can become a member on Twitch. If any of you guys out there, which I would greatly appreciate, anyone out there that has Amazon Prime, if you have an Amazon Prime account, which a lot of us do, I've been streaming on Twitch, and because Amazon owns Twitch, you get a free, 100% free monthly, 1 monthly subscription on Twitch if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, which takes literally 60 seconds. You get 1 free sub, which basically is the same thing as a YouTube membership. So those are the 2 ways to get your name down below, which I would greatly appreciate if anyone considers being a member or using your Prime sub, which is 100% free way to support the channel if you're so inclined. Crazy 8,000 backspin fatted. It wasn't fatted. That was it was thin. It was thin, and I didn't swing very fast, so that's why the backspin kicked up. I'm using P770s, so they're by no means blades, but they're not like loft jack game improvement either. I didn't even see what it was, but to me, with a slow 9 iron like that, I probably swung it like a pitching wedge. That sounds about right. 45 minutes, 2-hour bike ride. Bail on the bike ride and fire up the sim. Go do it, Ken. Go do it. This course sucks. That was a good putt. Missed the putt based on speed. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I know I hit it a little bit too hard, but the fact that usually I look at 0-0, and when it gets that close, especially consider it was the auto aim was turned on. All right, last one, and then we're done. Unless, again, anyone has anything specific that I didn't think about between the scorecard, we looked at that. Again, this, I only showed that once. This doesn't seem great to me. That seems like, again, Microsoft Windows 95 to me compared to what the other one looks like. But kind of spur of the moment, last minute here, live stream to go through some of this. And again, shout out to Crushing It for turning the Discord on to the release notes. Yes, sir, I'm on Twitch. If you guys have a Twitch account, I'd appreciate it. Now it still shows, so driver selected. Well, I guess that makes sense. The last one was 3.6 feet. I don't love that either up there. So like the 3 That's tough to even tell. Like I had to look at that a second. I thought it was maybe a par 3. That third hole up there in par 4, I don't love that either. They need to fix some of this UI stuff and how it looks. Which again, like it's not me like barking orders or saying like this sucks. That looked a little bit different going through those trees. The camera follow is definitely a little bit different. It's not me saying like this sucks and like wah, but it's like if we're all paying for it and we all think it looks worse than what it was, you would think they want happy customers and to put out the best product they can. And I'm trying to hopefully come across more as like constructive criticism versus like this all sucks. But obviously Gspro is awesome. I love Gspro. But when it comes to an update like this, when a lot of the update seemingly looks worse, I mean, I'm not getting paid to say good things about Gspro, so even if I was, I don't think they'd pay anyone. The point is, I'm not making any money on Gspro, so I feel like I'm pretty free to say whatever I want. Like pretty much everything else. I don't think I've got anything for free, to be honest. Yes, sir, Ken. Yes, sir. Give you my free Prime sub in a few days. Sounds good. Save me a day or download setup. Just leave and keep swinging. I'd appreciate if you do that, though, McNee. That'd be nice. What do you mean, Toast? When is this the beta? What do you mean? Stand back a quarter of an inch. You hit it all to the right. Well, again, this is, if you want to, like, I play almost every day. This is just me, like, literally no warm-up swings after I played 18 already earlier. This is me just, like, literally slapping the ball to just show you guys what it looks like. So I appreciate, you can feel free to give me swing tips when I'm actually playing, but this is more of just, like, I was not, like, warmed up or planning on doing this at all. So don't take whatever these swings look like with much. 24. So that's different too, and that's kind of laggy. That's not great. That didn't look very good. That camera follow there. They're gonna fix this, right? So are you asking like when this is getting rolled out? So this is like you can look at this right now, Toast. If you go over to beta, I'm assuming you're on stable. Most people use stable. That's always what I use too. Like this is live right now. This is like their latest working version. Like so, in theory, beta is like testing. In theory, this is what they want to roll out to the stable next time. If there was an update for a stable tomorrow, this is what we would get in theory. So it's not like this is like I found this online. Like this is what's out there, and this is what they're going to, which I think needs a little work. Oh, another one. That one makes sense. That one makes sense. It dries up. Oh, I forgot I have to put it out. What is this? I can't even see what it is. We're on the lip, and there's no. Is there an auto aim? We're like on the lip. And it seems like we're going to miss if I putt this straight. Aren't we like just to the left of the cup? And it doesn't really have us aimed. So that's even too... Bogeyman Bill said this before. This is almost too... Like I literally need to tap it. That would have gone too far. And the square can't even... There we go. That's basically as low as the square can read. That was a 2-mile-an-hour putt. Which they have to just, in order to have no gimme circle and have to putt out, they have to have it within like 6 inches. It just automatically goes in, you would think. Like I get you can't hit it 20, you can't hit a 20-mile-an-hour putt, but you would be there all day. I hit it 0.2. That was a 2-inch putt. Swing is fine. Well, I don't know about fine, but you're saying just my setup. I'll take that into account. Come in. Hopefully, I'll be live tomorrow around noontime Eastern. Appreciate the follow, Mark Silver and that one dude. Appreciate it. Hope they adjust this some point beta becomes stable. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like in theory, it's not like, again, this isn't like some like private access. Like I got special access to it, and like this is like a very early thing. Like this is like available to be downloaded right now by anyone out there. So, in theory, like I keep saying, in theory, if they were to roll out a stable update tomorrow, this is what it would look like. So, Golfing TV, do I get banned if I like this UI better? There's no way you like this better, Phil. Look at the scorecard. Phil, shout out to McGolfin TV. McGolfin TV has a better scorecard than this on his stream. And Gspro makes millions of dollars. Look how bad the scorecard looks. Worst thing is watching swing videos. Just training your own group and practice. Yeah, I mean, I've never had a lesson, McNee, but that's kind of a discussion for another day. Get your pitchforks. We're all meeting on the 9th green at 9 a.m. to protest the beta. Dress nice. Can I wear my flannel? Question, is flannel accepted or no? Having a problem with low-speed putts myself. This is terrible. All right. Any simple, advanced. I didn't see anything with the flag stick. I know that was in the release notes. Unless I missed it, maybe I'll watch some of this back. I didn't see an option anywhere for the flag stick thing, and it didn't seem like they updated the shortcut menu here. So I don't know. Maybe they just made overall the flag sticks are all just thinner now. I don't know. You think the regular stuff looks cleaner? Really? So actually, that's like not bad. Like McGolfin TV here, he watches a lot, but he doesn't have a sim and like doesn't have Gspro. So it's kind of good feedback for someone that's just like a casual viewer that actually suits your eye better. That's actually interesting. It seems like I personally don't, but I use it every single day, so that's part of it. But you as basically the casual viewer, if you actually think it looks better, that's interesting. Because they had to have tested it. Like they had to have shown like a test group all this stuff and been like, all right, which one do you like the best? I don't think they just picked this out of a hat, how it looks. But yeah, my sim tomorrow playing Gspro. Do you want to play? Maybe, Nick. Honestly, I've been prioritizing playing with the channel members, people that are kind enough to support. So I've been prioritizing that. I mean, maybe, but most likely, if we schedule it out a little bit, I could. I don't know about tomorrow, to be honest with you. And usually, too, I like playing people with that maybe have come in the chat a little bit, so I know you're not an absolute psycho, which would be nice. No offense. It doesn't go just for you, but for anyone. UI system to change the font text size, not a huge thing. Be a good simulator setup. Yeah, simulators are big. But I think, so that's about, those are about the main things here. We covered a lot here over this live stream. We went over a couple things a few different times, but like this start screen looks way worse. There's also no animation. Like the old start screen had the animation flyover in the background. This still looks like it's Tobacco Road, but now nothing's moving. Maybe it's because I'm on challenges. I don't think it moves though, does it? No. Like these data tiles look worse too. Like it's just like kind of they're like missized. I get the text is all on the same line, but like there's too much space underneath these play, practice, challenge, and tournaments because they made room for online match, but they could have just put over there. Like I feel like there's simple stuff like that where like this just doesn't look very, very professional compared to how the other one looked. But maybe this is just a placeholder. Who knows? Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, no offense. No offense. I love if you're more than welcome to hop in the Discord and start playing with like us as a group for sure. But I do like I'm playing with Stice, man. Believe it or not, Stice has been a member for a couple months. We've never played. So like for example, I'm doing that on Friday. I've been trying to schedule stuff out. If I recall correctly, the data tiles in the upper right corner. You can select the wide or narrow version. I didn't see that. I mean, we can test that quick. That's why I was asking if anyone had anything different. I clicked on the data tiles and nothing seemed to change in terms of what, like text option or anything. Let me see. If I recall correctly, the data tiles, the upper right corner, you can select a wide or narrow version. I don't see anything unless I'm missing it. Max data tiles allowed, save. You can. This is all the same. You can just rearrange them, and I like the way mine are, so I don't necessarily want to do that. I don't, unless it's like a drag kind of thing, but I don't see like this. That doesn't do anything. That just brings this up. I don't think that's the case. I don't know if that used to be, or maybe mine's not working. System visual settings. I mean, we went through that a couple times. We'll see though. System visual. Display distance, up or down, scorecard, narrow UI. Smallest, largest. So that was off. So you are right. Narrow UI. This is going to look pretty wonky. So we'll go save and exit. Does this look? So that's where it is right now. Okay. So we're about in line with the 0. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going back to stable anyways. So this is now the largest. And that didn't seem like it did anything. Does that look any different to you guys? I just went all the way up to the largest. And that seems like smallest. That's not even doing anything. Do I need to hit a shot for it to register or something? Maybe for it to change? Does that look any different? I don't think so. Does it? Gspro increasing subscription prices. Happens every new game. You think? I think they have more competition now with all these platforms coming out. Narrow UI. Add scorecard after hole. Smaller on the projector. Smaller, maybe not. It's probably hosed. It's beta. Might not even work. To me, it didn't change anything. Again, whether I said it at the beginning, but it was wonky that I didn't have the Gspro configuration menu to where you can select ultra, high, very high, that stuff, and then your resolution. I didn't get that when I loaded it up. So that could be part of it. But I don't know. It seemed like the way this all looks, there was people posted some pictures in the Discord. That all looked the same. So I feel like that didn't, I went smallest and then largest. That didn't do anything. And I really don't like that camera, the way it goes down like that. And we're going to go back to turn that off. That's how it was. That doesn't look any different to me. They released beta super early to make sure they're still alive as a company. Test players? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if are you super familiar with Gspro or not, McNee, but they've got a ton of users. They're not going anywhere. It's just going to be more competition. And they release, like, this is just a bigger one in terms of how everything looks. They release new betas pretty frequently. And it's every, like once a quarter, maybe twice a year type of thing, where they release one big new stable version. So they do updates pretty frequently in terms of the beta, but this seems like a pretty big difference. Crushing it. That's a good way to sum this up, I think. I think we'll wrap it up with that. Nothing worse than a working beta that makes you want to go back to the stable. Joking is the best simulator. That's a good way to put it, though. I agree. I think we covered a lot here. At this point, I'm kind of just standing around answering questions, but definitely some changes. A couple things that are better. You would have hoped that for a change visually as big as this, it would have knocked your socks off. To me, it was close to the opposite. Is it terrible? No. I just think it looks worse than what the stable looks like, and I will promptly be going back to the stable as soon as the live stream's over. One, for online matches, you need to be on the same version. And two, I just think it looks better, and there's seemingly pretty few. Really, the only thing that I wish right now was over to the stable would be the total length for the putting. When you hit the putt, that's kind of nice. Besides that, there's nothing that I would rather have on stable. That's what I'm looking at here, to be honest. Which, that doesn't say much for, kind of like Crushing said, that doesn't say a whole lot, unfortunately, for the beta. But hey, like I said, maybe they'll stumble across this and maybe fix a couple things because of it, possibly, or just make some changes. So I'm not the one paying and doing the work to change stuff, but it seems like if you make a change, it should be for the better, not either a lateral change or debatably worse. In a lot of these cases, you would think it would be a positive change, but to make better, it needs good analysis. It's expensive. But I'm out of here. I guess before we get out, anyone, if you have Twitch, anyone, use your Twitch Prime sub. Crushing It was kind enough to do it. And you can see his name down below now. And additionally, he's a YouTube member. Also used his Prime membership, which is very kind to him. And major shout out to Crushing It. I'm going to start it like I ended it. Shout out to Crushing It for posting the release notes in the Discord. And I was like scrolling through some of it. And I was like, I don't really want to read all that. And then as soon as I saw, I think it was Run Pud Run, the tutor was talking about it. I think Judd was the one that posted some pictures. And I was like, okay. I pulled out the laptop, loaded it up, said, okay, this looks way different. And I figured it was worthwhile to show you guys on a live. But I'm going to go back inside and get warm and watch Flying Fat Kid play with his new clubs here. He'll be live in about 10 minutes. He may already be live. But go check out FFK Golfs. He was in here before. He sent a super chat, which was nice of him. But thanks for giving me some interaction to pay attention on the silly bike ride. No problem, Ken. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Anyone new, hopefully we see you back. Tomorrow I'll be doing something. And I'm live almost every day. So appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you in the next one. Check out my cool end screen.